Hello everyone, welcome to Cycling with us around the world. On stage 2, we left Marktl, the hometown of the former Pope Benedict XVI. In this video you join us cycling for 6 days till Prague. On this day we almost always cycled along the river Inn. On the other side of the river is Austria. The stream on the left side actually helps the fish climb up the river and helps surpass the barrage. Next up, we cycled on the bridge to SCHÄRDING, Austria. There were many tourists crossing the bridge. But then we turned and we continued cycling on the left side, on the German side of the river.
Ja.
We ended up in PASSAU and stayed there for the night. There the Inn flows into the Danube. Passau is a city worth visiting.
Willst du da mal ein Foto zurück machen?
To see the photos we took during this trip, you have to check out our blog, which is linked in the description. You can also follow along this trip on a map on our Komoot profile, which is also linked in the description. These are the last houses we saw in Germany. Soon we are crossing the border to Austria. And it was here, the border to Austria. We did not realize that we just crossed the border, because there was no sign. Or we were too fast to see it. Next up, the moment we realized that we crossed the border to Austria.
Seite Österreich. Und jetzt werden wir auch bald die Grenze nach überradeln. Ja.
Warte mal.
Jetzt haben wir die schon übergefahren, weil da war.
Die Grenze war da, bevor rechts der.
Ich habe da eigentlich Ausschau gehalten, ob wir da
Naja, sind wir in Österreich.
abklatschen.
Unser
Irgendwas anderes. Das Blau.
So this is how you cross the border in Europe. You don't even realize that you're crossing borders. Oh, by the way, this whole video is from the perspective of my bike, so I hope it feels like you are the ones that is cycling. You can watch it while cycling on your peloton bike, and I hope it gives you the experience of cycling through Europe. The only background music you will hear is the music of nature.
km/h.
I just said that we were cycling for 55 kilometers per hour. That is about 35 miles per hour. Then we encountered a sign that the road is blocked for bikes.
GoPro-Aufnahme stoppen.
There was no recommendation for a detour, so we continued cycling. And it said online that the forestry work should be finished by now.
Stehen da noch da?
Ja.
We had no problem cycling through this part. Thankfully, because this is one of the most beautiful sections of cycling along the Danube. I just asked him if this is the part where we want to cross the river by ferry. But then we realized that the ferries don't work half of the year. They start working in April. We were 2 weeks too early.
Und ja, es wurde abgesperrt.
Rückweg und einen Berg gewonnen. Naja, gut.
GoPro auf.
And then this happened. The only option we had was continue cycling on this side of the river, but we entered another blockage and this time we couldn't pass it. So we had to take a detour to the next bridge. This whole detour cost us an extra 33 kilometers.
Können wir jetzt die Donau überqueren?
And because only the ferries are still in hibernation. And the road we had to take then was a bit nerve-wracking. Because on the very steep uphill parts there was no bicycle lane on the road and it was very busy. But on top of the hill we had bicycle lanes.
Das wellig war, aber da habe ich gesehen, okay, der tiefste Punkt sind 500.
I was not able to film the uphill part, but I was able to film the downhill part on the other side of the hill. And then we found out that all the accommodation possibilities didn't exist anymore in this town. But the nice lady from the local bakery and inn let us sleep between the tables.
Und da fahren wir jetzt durch die Brücke da durch, oder?
Ja, genau. Oh, warte mal.
So ein schöner Blick nach hinten. Ja. Wow.
Hard to see from this camera, but in the distance we could see the Alps. Now we are off to a little village with a very funny name, which translates into chicken screeching.
Hühnergeschrei. Wo sind die Hühner?
Now, for getting to the Czech Republic, we have to cycle up this hill to the Bohemian forest. It was very steep. I had to push my bike. To get a feeling how steep actually this was, go look at our commode and look at the altitude profile from stage 4. A very nice Czech postman offered to help and get me up the mountain. I totally forgot that the time-lapse was still running. And Matthias cycled up this mountain by himself. I was very thankful and I even got to cuddle a bit with his dog. On top of the mountain was the Bohemian forest and there was still a little bit of snow.
Ist das der
Jetzt sind wir in Tschechien.
Da war mal ein Schild.
Ja.
Der zweites Land. Ah ja, da.
And here again, the border sign was missing. It was very nice cycling through this national park in the Czech Republic. The LIPNO Reservoir is the largest water area in the Czech Republic. The stream bed of the Vltava is near LIPNO. In the middle of the lake is a little island called Taiwan, and there are rabbits. This is the first dam of the Vltava of many more. Lipno. It's a very nice holiday destination. We stayed in Lipno for the night. Now we will cycle along the river Vltava for the next few days. This section was very beautiful to ride.
Ja, Moldau.
And here it is, the river on the right side.
Links?
The streets here weren't that busy, so it was nice to cycle on the road. The nice thing of cycling uphill means there's also a downhill.
Da ist ein Rad auf dem Baum. Ja.
I just said there's a bike on the tree. Can you see it? There are many castles in the Czech Republic. This upcoming castle was very nice. I did not expect it. It was very beautiful. Budweis is the hometown of the Budweiser Budvar beer brewery. By the way, we are cycling on the Velo 7 bicycle path.
Jetzt läuft
Jetzt genau, jetzt ergreift er die Luft. Sieht man die weiße Spitze, die Schwanz. Und Fuchs.
On the right side, we saw a fox. Could you see it? We actually also saw deers cycling through the Czech Republic on the first 3 days. But I wasn't able to capture them on my GoPro. It was very peaceful cycling through the nature. Now comes the best part, downhill for the next 4 kilometers. We are now about to cycle between 50 and 60 kilometers per hour. Yes. Which is about 35 miles per hour. Enjoy the ride.
Ja.
Run.
Hä? Ja.
Shortly before cycling into Prague, we had very nice cycling paths. We saw a lot of people in the nature, jogging, biking, and rowing in the water, walking, and inline skating. Prague actually has through the whole city very nice bicycle lanes. I hope you enjoyed this video from the view of my bike and cycling through 3 countries. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe to see the next video.
Und,
Ah ja,
oh,
und.